Four people were shot, one suffering life-threatening injuries overnight near Brady Street, Milwaukee police say. This was written by Stephen Martinez for the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, originally published September 14th, 2022, and updated just a few hours later. So, four people were injured, one of them gravely, following an overnight quadruple shooting early Wednesday near the popular Brady Street Bar District. I haven't been to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I don't have any plans to. I'm not making this video to insult Milwaukee or the people there. My issue is with the rampant gun culture in America that allows more and more Americans to continue to hurt each other or also be hurt by senseless gun violence. This does not happen in Canada. This does not happen in France and in Germany or in any other post-industrial, civilized, first world nation at the frequency it does in the United States. Yes, in those other countries they have shootings. Some even have mass shootings. Very few have 560 plus mass shootings in 2022. Only the United States can say that. Police said the shooting happened about 1:41 a.m. in the 1300 block of East Hamilton Street, about a block north of Brady Street. The victims, Milwaukee natives, were identified as three men, ages 23, 28, and 29, and a 36-year-old woman. All of the victims were taken to a local hospital. This is a mass shooting because when four or more people are shot, including the shooter, that is a mass shooting. That is a tragedy. That should be a national tragedy. But unfortunately, a story like this will not be on the front page of CNN. It will not be on the news channel or Fox News or anything national because this is natural to Americans. The rampant gun violence that continues to plague the country is worth it. For what? To have a 9mm, to have a Glock? Our children can't go to school without bulletproof backpacks or walking through three metal detectors. We can't go to church without fearing that somebody's going to kick down the door and lay all the people down. Shopping at the supermarket is dangerous. 560 mass shootings in 2022 alone, by the metric that I just gave you. And more Americans will continue to die, and there will be more tragedies unless the United States says that the gun culture needs to change. We abolish the Second Amendment. We mitigate the number of guns in society. Some people will say that criminals will still want to get guns or have access to guns, but in other countries, they have criminals. They have people that want to commit crime, but they do not have access to weapons like they do in the U.S. Therefore, they cannot be the same level of carnage that happens in other countries. If you want to compare the United States to El Salvador or Guatemala or South Africa, some third world or developing nation, sure, go ahead. But at the same time, admit that the U.S. is a developing third world nation. The 28-year-old man suffered life-threatening injuries, police said, and is in grave condition. The other victims are stable and expected to survive. The circumstances surrounding the shooting are under investigation, and police are seeking an unknown suspect. No additional information was immediately available. Every time somebody is shot, that is a tragedy. And even though nobody died in this story, we don't know if somebody will succumb to their injuries later and perish, if this person will be paralyzed forever, if this person will need an amputation, if this person will have crippling medical debt because in the United States we don't offer universal health care to our citizens. We don't know if this person will need permanent physiological or psychological therapy for the rest of their life. So we will not mitigate death or injuries from gun violence on this channel. I thought all lives matter. Shooting comes after fatal hit and run. Earlier this week, an unknown driver struck and killed Arn J. Bast, 32, of Milwaukee, in a hit and run crash on the 1200 block of East Brady Street near the intersection with North Franklin Place. Rest in peace to Arn, but what does this have to do with gun violence? Somebody getting hit by a car is a tragedy, but the issue about when we talk about gun violence in America, we always mitigate it by bringing up the story of, I don't know, some random homicide that happened where some guy stabbed his wife or some guy got hit by a car. Or we also try to mitigate it by saying, there was this one time, this one lone gunman stopped a mass shooter, like what happened, I believe, in Ohio a few weeks ago or a month ago or so. Anyway, I'll continue reading. We shouldn't mitigate this by or talking about other things. Gun violence is the issue here. Meanwhile, shootings and homicides have continued at elevated paces this year in Milwaukee. Police have reported 158 homicides as of Tuesday. 158 homicides as of Tuesday. In a city of maybe a million, I'm not sure about the population of Milwaukee, but there are more homicides in a city of 1 million people than entire countries. Seriously, in Mauritius. I'm filming this video in Mauritius, and I am probably probably sure there have not been 158 homicides in this country, in a whole country. A country that has the same population as Milwaukee, maybe a little bit more, has had less homicides than Milwaukee. What does that say? Wow. Police have reported 158 homicides as of Tuesday, up from 129 during a record breaking 2021. Non fatal shootings have continued at about the same pace as 2021, with more than 600 victims reported. 600 people injured by gunfire in America, in a city, a B-list city. No offense to Milwaukee, but come on. Wednesday's shooting is at least the second high profile shooting at or near Brady Street in the past few months. On July 22nd, a 30-year-old Milwaukee man was shot about 11:43 p.m. on the 1300 block of East Brady Street near the restaurant Dorsia at the High Hat Lounge. Like I said, I've never been to Milwaukee. I don't know if Brady Street is the hood, or if Brady Street is Beverly Hills, or if it's Rodeo Drive, or if it's Martin Luther King Boulevard. I don't care. There should be no place in America, regardless of where people live, that has to suffer through constant violence like what we see on a daily basis. If you don't believe me, go check out the other videos on my channel. Mass shootings happen everywhere, and they should not happen everywhere. Just because you live somewhere does not determine if you should live, right? And when I hear about these shootings or tragedies, these places where that are not known to most Americans, I just wonder, why? Why do we continue to find it normal? We party on the same streets where people die on. There's literally blood in the concrete. As of the same date, the Brady Street area's Lower East Side neighborhood was scene of one homicide and 6 non-fatal shooting victims, according to the latest data available through the Milwaukee Homicide Review Commission. Law enforcement, public health experts, and elected officials have continued to blame the elevated gun violence throughout the city on a mixture of easy access to guns, absolutely, poor conflict resolution skills, absolutely, the ripple effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, and uncertain economic stability. This is the only time, I'm so happy I read this article, this is the only time somebody has pointed out all of the factors that lead to gun violence, and they've pointed out the easy access to guns. Easy access to guns. Stupid people come in my comments all the time and say illegal guns are the problem. If you have illegal guns in your country or in your city or in your community, that means that there was once a legal purchase of a weapon. When we allow the easy purchase of weapons, we will always have a black market for weapons. It's very simple. It's very simple. I'll continue. From 2016 throughout 2019, before the pandemic, the neighborhood saw between 0 and 3 victims of homicides or non-fatal shootings each year. Since then, there were 5 victims in 2020 and 6 in 2021, according to the Homicide Review Commission. Anyone with information on Wednesday's shooting is asked to contact Milwaukee Police at this number. Those wishing to remain anonymous can contact Crime Stoppers at this number. So, all right. So once again, this is another tragedy that will go underreported, overlooked by most Americans, but not by me, because on my channel I will try to report on all the mass shootings that happen across the U.S. using the metric of 4 people getting shot or killed by gun violence, including the shooter. And today is also my birthday. I'm turning 32 today, and every day I thank God. I thank God. I thank whoever is up there that I was able to live this long and make it to where I am in life, because I realized the older I get, I came from a war zone. I came from a silent war zone. America is silently one of the most dangerous countries on earth, without a doubt. As I've covered the mass shootings and how these victims become victims of gun violence, it could have easily been me. And as you're watching this video in the United States, if you are, this could easily be you. Don't live in fear. Advocate for the change. Advocate for the change that we need in our country to make it safe for us and our children. We need to abolish the Second Amendment. My name is Simon Hill, and thank you for watching.